Another product review from Spike Studio. It's the Energizer LED Pop Up Lantern, 150 lumens, 100 hours, collapsible, and everything else.
Welcome everybody, another product review here at Spike Studio. This time it is the Energizer LED Pop Up Lantern. This thing's great. So before we take it apart out of the packaging and take a look, it is collapsible, and I'll show that live in a minute, but about 100 hours per battery charge, 150 lumens. It is dimmable. As you saw, we came through in the intro. That was on the full startup, as you saw, non-dimming and everything else. So here on the lighting, we can show before we even get it out of the packaging. You can see, you can turn it on, and if you hold the button for a minute, it actually does a dimming to its dimmest setting. So that's totally settable there. Comes with a great carry case. So let's take a look inside the package real quick. I'm still struggling to get it. If it was dark out, I would suggest having this thing not open yet, because if it's dark, you're not getting into nothing, buddy. I'll tell you that right now. This thing, they zip tie, twist tie, tape down, wrap, hook, plastic. Ugh. All right, so we have it outside the packaging. We have it in here. The little strap hooks on the top for you. Pretty easy to deal with. It came with a little instruction book, which is minuscule, that gives you a bunch of information about operation, which is basically attach the handle and there you go. Now you have 360-degree lighting the way it's set. Unhook it, push it closed. So it combines into a nice, tiny, compact set. As you can still see, even when it's closed, you can turn it on, which is one thing I would have found interesting, is that maybe there would have been a safety that says, while it's closed, I can't turn it on, that you could accidentally click it inside your bag. So that's one thing, Energizer, you should think about, is that you could turn it on that way. It pops up, as you can see, really bright overall. It goes out after a few. So basically, after you turn it on, I hold the dimmer for a second to dim it down, but on that brightest setting, it keeps turning off for you. So I'm not quite sure why you would do that or why that purpose would be, and it's probably in the instructions, but as a person that just wanted to open it, it keeps turning off. It would drive me absolutely insane. So I'm gonna hold it, I'm gonna shut it down to that dim level for me real quick, right there. So we'll see what that does. So what I did is I held it, it dimmed, and it went down to this setting right here. I'm presuming the brightest setting is for something else. Oh, and it went out again. I'm confused. So what we'll do is we'll look at the guide and then come back to it. I read the instructions, and the instructions told me exactly what was wrong. When I explain it to you in a second, you'll find it humorous. So I took it out of the packaging. This is not a take it camping and then use it right away type thing. As I showed you a few minutes ago, if it's dark out, you better have this unpackaged first. And when I show you why about this, now you'll know. So you basically are unscrewing this whole bottom. It's a little spring catch. I used a coin to do it. It comes preloaded with 4 batteries. Energizer batteries are in there already. So you take the batteries out, put them back in, it says. I'm looking for the indicators on there, and there they are. Plus, minus, plus, minus. They're hard to see. Honestly, they're there, but they're hard to see. You have the case on the top. You put it back on. Give it a little push. And then you screw it back down using a coin or a screwdriver, whichever one you pick, and you screw it back down. Now, once you take the battery off, the battery cover off, and put them back in and reset it, here was the catch. Wait 10 seconds before you turn it on. And we should have a different result, and I'm going to tell you why. There we go. It's locked. This is water resistant. You can't submerge it because of the batteries, but it does a good job sealing up the battery case. It's got a rubber O-ring that's on there as well. Otherwise, it's just straight plastic everywhere on it, which is nice. It's a rubber and a plastic. This little part clips on there. And you can also, I found out after reading it a little bit, is unhook these in a second, which we'll do. Now, this should work now, and I'm going to explain why. I think that's been long enough. We're going to turn it on. So it's on its brightest settings. We'll wait a second and see if this actually works from the directions. And apparently it is. So here's the catch. When it's in the box, as I showed you at the beginning, it had a little arrow that said, "Try me." On the inside back of the directions, it tells you exactly the reason is, let me dim this all the way down real quick. There we go, so now it's dimmer. You had to take the batteries out for a second, put them back in, screw it back together, and wait. It's called a try me mode. So this thing was in a persistent try me mode that I had no clue that it would do. So if you were in the woods and this was in your case and it was in the cardboard, you would have to take it out of the cardboard, undo the twisties that held it all together, undo the battery case, take the batteries out, put it back in, screw it back in the dark, wait 10 seconds, and then turn it on to get your lovely lantern that lasts 100 hours, 150 lumens. So I appreciate that. Now, one other test. I'm going to close it. Still lit. I don't like that feature. Maybe that's just me. Some of you may not agree with that. but I don't like the fact that I was able to actually take this and close it with it still on, because I have a feeling I'll bump this in my bags. So the other part is you're able to take this and wrap this around this carry strap. You push it in and you wrap it around the bottom. It's got a little slot for it on the bottom. And then you're supposed to be able to hook it again to hold it shut. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. They made that a little tight, but now you've got this nice little secure so it won't pop open at all. As you can see, it's nice and sturdy, but the light's still on. Energizer, it's still, now it's off. But I'm in my bag. Oh, I bump it. I go camping. I drive 20 hours. I get there. I've already wasted 20 hours of my 4 AA batteries on the brightest setting, 150 lumens. That could be a problem. So keep aware of that. Otherwise, perform just as they said. Works great outside. Gives you plenty of light, plenty of everything else that you need. 4 batteries, so it's replaceable. So you'll get your 100 hours back again. And this is the Energizer Portable Lantern. 360 light is what it gives you. And then we're going to do one final test. If you want to use it after you seal it, I want to, hey, can you turn the light on for me? Because we can't see, it's getting dark out. You kind of have to, let me put it, it clicked. There you go. Thank you, Energizer. A couple little design things I would say, but otherwise it works flawlessly. I'm just going to leave it in this mode and take it outside is what I'm going to do with it. I'm not even going to play around. Ooh, did you see that? I'm not even going to play around with this thing. I'm going to take it outside. Now, I closed it hard that time. No, it must have been by accident. I hit the button. All right, Energizer, thank you. The portable 360 lantern. Appreciate it. Works great, guys. Great for outside, great for the deck and everywhere else. Just beware of the couple little gotchas, and it's another one. Another review from Spike Studio. Make sure you subscribe to all the product reviews here, and if you have anything you want us to do, have them send it to us or let us know what it is.